This video is a complete walkthrough of the new Ghost of the Deep dungeon. I normally don't make dungeon guides, but this one is pretty new and some of the info out there when it comes to how to complete the encounters isn't 100% correct, so I thought I'd do my own guide and give tips along the way. There's going to be a shorter version of this with just the encounter mechanics explained. If you want to see that, the card is up there. You can go ahead and click that. So from the intro here, you want to hop on your Sparrow and just follow the path straight ahead. Keep going and you'll come across an area that I guess looks like a fountain with a bunch of statues on the outside. This is where the first encounter starts. So to trigger this encounter, you want to go to the big door at the front and you're going to see these two enemies here just kneeling down. Just kill them and that's going to start the encounter, and other enemies are going to start to spawn all around you. So you want to keep killing enemies until you see an ogre appear, and once you kill him, he's going to drop this slime onto the ground. It may be a different color for you because I have on colorblind mode, but it looks like this, and it's going to leave a trail for you to follow. Follow the trail of the slime and it's going to take you to the first, I guess we'll call it hive camp, and you're going to see a symbol floating in the air. See, so here's our first symbol, and it's normally going to be the runes that you saw from the Witch Queen DLC. If you didn't play that DLC, I'll put the symbols on screen, but you're going to see one of these symbols floating above the hive camp. That lets you know you're in the right area. Once you kill two of the hive wizards, it's going to disappear and the slime is going to reappear. So you just want to follow that again to the next camp. Again, just look for the symbol in the sky. That lets you know where you're supposed to go. And once you get there, again, more enemies are going to spawn. Now, when you get to the third camp, a yellow bar wizard is going to spawn. Then once you kill her, you're going to have to execute the ghost. Now, when this happens, you're going to get a buff on the left side. You can see it's called Vestige of Light. When this happens, you want to return back to the fountain in the middle with all these statues on the outside. Now, when you get back here, there's going to be another yellow bar wizard. This time, when you kill her, she's going to drop one of those deep sight portals at her death spot. So once you reveal that, then it's going to reveal all the runes in the empty statues, and you have to match the rune that you were seeing at the hive camps to the right statue. And if you pick the right one, you're going to hear a bell chime and the statue is going to light up. Now you have to complete this 4 times to complete this encounter. So again, once you deposit the buff into a statue, just kill some ads and another ogre is going to appear. Kill the ogre, follow the trail of slime, and you just have to repeat this process 4 times to finish the encounter. And once you deposit the last buff into the statue, then you're going to see your loot appear and a chest is going to pop up. And that is the first encounter done. If you see the same symbol, don't worry, you didn't do anything wrong. Again, it will just randomly choose symbols and you just have to match the right one to the statue. It gave us like the same symbol like twice back to back. So if you see that, don't worry, just match your symbol to the right statue and you'll be fine. So next is going to be I guess a little jumping section, which I am going to speed through. So you want to go through those main doors and you're going to take a right. Then you want to go down the hallway and you're going to take another right. The main theme for this dungeon, I guess, is just follow the trail of lights. Alright, so you're going to arrive at this huge windmill section. Just avoid all of the blades while you're going down and run around the platform until you see an area with like a hole in this gate. You want to jump through that and then you're going to go to your right and jump through this tube and go down. You can land on the first bridge and then you just want to jump all the way off to the side and you're going to go through this space with lights, go through the hole in the floor and then just keep going forward. And you're going to arrive at the drilling platform. And again, just keep heading forward and a bunch of hive will spawn right in front of you. So once you clear them out, just keep heading down. That's the main thing about this dungeon. You just need to keep heading in a downward direction. So again, just going through this huge area, dodging all of these platforms. And just keep making your way down. And you'll arrive at this pit of water here. So once you arrive at the bottom, you're going to see a place for you to enter that's going to have water here. A main tip is to keep together. If one person goes ahead, the bubbles of oxygen are shared. So if one person is ahead hitting all the bubbles, they won't respawn fast enough that your teammates behind you will be able to get oxygen and it will end up killing them. It has happened a couple times, so you all need to move together. and you're going to arrive at a giant triangle platform. You want to go right through the center. Now when you go through the center, there's going to be a second floor right underneath that. If you need air, you can see me looking at it. There are bubbles in that direction, or you can keep going down. There's normally one right here. And once you get to the third platform here, there's going to be some bubbles here. If you need oxygen, you just go find one, but just look for this giant cable on the ground and a bubble near the edge. If you look over the edge, you're going to see another platform that you can go down onto. So I missed that one so my teammates can get it since I'm slightly ahead, and you're going to see a fan that's going to push you up and out of the water. Now this main section is pretty much like a loop. It may look like you're stuck, but you're not. They're just, I guess, kind of copy and pasted this part of the dungeon. It just kind of all looks the same. But same thing, go down the giant tube, into the water, go through the doors, and again, just keep on heading down. Once you arrive at the bottom platform, you're going to see this light at the very edge of the platform. You want to head towards there and just jump right off. And again, you'll see a fan spinning. Just go here, it'll push you up and out the water, and you're going to do the same thing for a third time, just dropping down this giant tube once again. And this is the second part. So this time you're actually underwater, and like I said, just follow the trail of lights. Now I actually didn't show it here. I'm not really going to be showing the secret chest here. As I jump off this cliff, I'll pause the video right here. You can see a way that you can enter into the left. That's where one secret chest is. If you jump over this part, don't worry, there's a way to get back up there once you're inside. Just go through this wall of water and you'll see a bunch of hives on the other side. Clear them out and then head up the hill to your left. And once you turn around, you'll see a section that you can jump up onto. This is how you get back to the secret chest if you don't go through that first bit of water. So just come right to the very end and you'll see the chest right here. So that's one of the chests. You want to turn around and just keep making your way up the hill, following the lights on the left side. And you'll come across two more enemies and some more water to jump back into. So once you go through that wall, you want to stick to the left side. You don't want to make the same mistake I did and just try to make that big jump. You'll fall right into the abyss. Then hit that bubble dead in front of you and then immediately turn left and then go through this small cave. My friends already cleared out all the enemies, but you just want to keep making your way forward, and then you're going to want to go down. Try not to drop through this this giant crack here in the middle. That will also kill you. If you go right to the edge of I guess the cliff here, you're going to see a part that looks like you can jump down onto the left side. Don't go here. I went there first and I died and I got stuck over there because my ghost was stuck in an out of bounds place. So if in the middle of this cliff, you're going to see it looks like these walkways just sticking out. You're going to want to run and jump over there. We're going to go towards the giant hive ship that's right in front of you and go through this cave, and it's going to be a lot of little enemies through here. So if you have a crowd control build, it's going to come in pretty useful for this dungeon. Just keep making your way forward. You're going to come across another wall of water. You won't see the second platform until you get right to the edge of this cliff. You're going to jump down, land on that, and again, just keep heading towards the light. And you're going to see a stream of bubbles. It's going to push you out of the water and into the hive shape. So make your way down the hallway. You're going to see a giant hole in the wall to your left. You want to jump through that and then immediately turn around and look up, and you'll see some platforms for you to go through. Go through the door and take the first left up the stairs, and you're going to see a room with a ton of platforms. Just keep making your way up, killing enemies on your way, and progressing towards the end of the room. It's gonna look, I guess, look like a bridge that you're supposed to jump onto, and then that's gonna lead you up some stairs with a lot more enemies. Clear them out, and once you get to the end of that hallway, you're gonna see a giant closed door. Jump on these pedestals that are both on the left and the right. And if you turn around and look up, you'll see another bridge. Keep heading up there, and it'll take you to another corridor. Once you get to the end of that, there'd be a hole in the roof. So you can just jump through that and down this giant hole. And you're going to approach a wall of holes. And if you count from the first one at the top row, it's the fourth one you're going to jump through. And this will land you on a little bridge at the end. If you jump through any other one, you may end up dying because it's just going to send you right off into the abyss. So again, just go across the platforms to your right and you're going to see a waterfall. Just go on and head right up there and just keep progressing down the hallway. And at the end, there's going to be a hole in the floor and you'll be jumping into a water section. You're on your way to the second encounter. Now, when you go through the water here, there's going to be a giant hive knight under here that's chasing you. There he is to the left. I'm going to turn around so you can see him chasing us. There he is. Keep making your way through this underwater section. When you get to the, I guess, middle point, turn left, and you're going to see a stream of bubbles that will push you up out of the water. And this is the arena where the second encounter takes place. So at the front of the arena, there's going to be 3 statues. One on the left, one in the middle at the top here, and one on the right. Kind of like the statues from the first encounter. And at the back of the room, you're going to see these plates with chains attached to them on the walls on the left and the right side. This is where the runes are going to spawn once you open a deep site portal. And then they're going to be holes in the floor where you can jump through to get to that same underground water area on the left and right side of the room, and also in the middle where you originally came up from. So you have 3 ways to get back underwater. So to start this encounter, just kill the enemies at this fountain right here, and enemies will start to spawn all over this room. So at the front of the room, there are going to be 3 yellow bar knights. One is going to spawn on the right, left, and in the middle. Once you kill all 3 of them, an ogre will spawn in the middle, and once you kill him, back at the fountain where you trigger the encounter, a deep site portal is now going to be active. So once you activate that, you will be able to see the runes on the wall. Sometimes it's 2 on one side, 1 on the other, or sometimes it can be 3 runes on one side. So one person is going to have to look at the runes on the wall, and they are going to be going underwater with that hive knight chasing them around, and they're going to be looking for the runes. Now, as you can see, when you get underwater, some to help you out, like I said, just follow the lights. The runes are going to be glowing underwater, so this should help you find them. Just keep going around until you find the correct symbol that matches the one above. You don't have to do them in any particular order, by the way, as long as you just hit the correct runes. Now, every time you collect a rune on the surface, a hive wizard is going to spawn on either the left, right, or in the middle. So your 2 teammates back on top, they're going to have to kill these hive wizards. It's going to be a yellow bar. And then once you kill them, you're going to have to execute their ghosts. And on the left side, you're going to see that same vestige of light buff from the first encounter. Take it and deposit it into one of the 3 statues at the top. And again, the person underwater is just going to have to keep hitting runes until you get all 3. Till then, the people on top, they're just going to have to keep doing add clear until the person underwater collects all 3 runes. So once you get all 3 runes, you can pop back up onto the surface and I guess help your teammates kill the witch. Now, when you kill all 3 witches and you deposit the buffs into the statues at the back of the room where the fountain was, in this area right here, another hive knight is going to spawn, but this time it's going to be a yellow bar and the name is going to be the well keeper. You have to kill this well keeper and he will drop, I guess, more slime, and you have to stand in this and break off the boss's shield, and then you can go into the damage phase. I suggest using the arbalist, so instead of wasting time trying to take down his shield, the arbalist will take it down in one shot, and then you can go into your damage phase. Something that I like to do is whoever has the last buff, you can call out to your team to let them know to go to the back of the room and just wait for the well keeper to spawn. I just wait for them to get there, and then I dunk the buff into the statue, and then I go down there so we can all focus fire on the well keeper as soon as it spawns, and then focus fire on the boss. First couple times somebody would just randomly deposit the last buff, and then we all have to rush down there to kill him, and that's a waste of time. So yeah, just to let your teammates know if you have the 3rd buff, and to let them know to go to the back of the room and get ready for the boss phase, which is what I'm doing in this part right here. I'm just killing time, waiting for them to get into position. They let me know that they're ready, I dunk it, and then we go start doing damage. I suggest using a warlock well, but you know, feel free to use whatever you want. As you can see, my friend here, please don't do what he did, which is just using his super and making the boss I guess turn away from us. We were trying to hit headshots, but the arrow was on him. So yeah, just stand as close as you can to like the back of the wall and pop a well, and the boss will just kind of be in front of you. And I guess once the damage phase ends, then you will repeat this process. Kill the 3 knights, ogre will spawn, kill the ogre, go into the deep sight portal, see what your runes are. One person will be going underwater, triggering those runes. 2 teammates on top, they'll be killing the witches and depositing the buffs into the statue. Kill the wellkeeper at the back of the room and then go into your damage phase. That's all this encounter is. It's pretty easy. So once you finished killing the boss, please do not forget to execute the ghost. You don't want to go through that entire process all over again. If you don't hit the ghost, they will respawn after a while, which sucks. I had to keep reminding my friends because they would just kill the boss and go running off. So yeah, please remember to execute the ghost so you can finish that encounter, collect your loot, and then jump right back into the water. Now, in this underground section, you're going to want to look for a part that tends to be going uphill. It was blocked off to you before, but once you beat this encounter, I guess that the yellow wall will disappear. So go through that wall of water and just keep going up the platform. You're going to jump through another hole in the wall. And when you hit this first bubble that is straight in front of you, you want to immediately turn left and keep heading down this pathway. And there'll be another bubble on your right that you can hit. And you'll see some lights on the left side. You want to jump through there and go through the hole in the floor. And you'll see a room full of hive enemies. Keep making your way there and then jump through the hole in the floor. And there's going to be another jumping section that's going to be coming up ahead. So just keep following the hallway all the way up. And here is your platforming section. There's going to be a lot of enemies long range, so again, like I suggested, the Arbalist makes pretty light work of them. Just jump on the platforms, heading all the way to the back of the room and killing enemies on your way. You'll know you made it to the back of the room when you finally land on like this giant platform. There'll be like columns on the left and the right. And when you get here, this is going to spawn another ogre. Now here's where the second chest that I know of is, so I'll just put it in the video really quickly. You want to jump on, I guess, this pedestal on the wall, turn around and jump on the roof of, I guess you call it a building, whatever that platform is, and you immediately want to jump across the gap right back to that big platform. And on the roof of this second place, I don't know what you want to call it, there's where you'll find another chest. So on back to the original platform, you're going to see a hole in the floor. Make your way down, and this is where the third encounter is going to take place. So you see a giant room here and a rally flag on to the right. So this is the third encounter. So you'll see Oryx's dead body in the middle of this arena, if you want to call it that. Now there's going to be 5 points that you have to stand under for each of his body parts. So it'll be one on top of his head. If you look on the ground, you will see like there's kind of some engravings right there on the ground. When you stand in this area when the encounter starts, it's going to glow green. So there's one above his head on his right hand here, one by his right knee that kind of looks on top of a hill, and one by the bottom of his left foot. One's in his chest and on his left hand. So those are the points that you can stand in. I will put a diagram of the room on screen. If that helps you learn any better, you can pause it and keep that in mind. And you're also going to see these walls of water. These will lead to separate rooms. It's 2 entrances per room. So you'll see 6, walls of water, but there's only 3 rooms. There are 2 ways to get into each room. There they are, all around the edges of the stage, so that's where you can find them. So to start this encounter, you just have to execute the Hive Ghost that is right in front of this wizard, and then she's going to start teleporting all over the place. Now, something to keep in mind with this encounter, she is going to spawn those Lucent Hive Moths. They will insta-kill you. If all 6 of them hit you at the same time, it's going to be insta-kill, so pay attention. As you can see right here, I wasn't paying attention, and they just completely demolished me. So as you can see here, I'm standing in one of the points. There's going to be a Hive Knight that spawns. I think his name is Varlog. He has ever seen his name. He's going to be chasing you around the stage. When you start this encounter, there he is. Yeah, so this is Varlog. He is going to be chasing you all over the arena when you start the encounter. Now, as you can see here, there are these lasers pointing at different parts of Oryx's body. This lets you know where you have to lure the enemy to. He doesn't have to be in those areas that you're standing in. You just have to be standing in them and kill him. And when that happens, the boss, yeah, I'm not gonna call her name. I'll just call her Sim for short, or Simi. Yeah, we'll call her Simi for short. So once you stand in the area that's glowing green, you're gonna kill the Hive Knight that's chasing you, and Simi will spawn to your location. So there he is again. The area on the floor is highlighted green. This is where you're supposed to be standing. If the lasers disappear and you don't know where you're supposed to kill him from, just trigger the deep sight and it will bring back the lasers telling you where you're supposed to go. Now, once she teleports to your area after you kill him, you're going to see a circle and a Taken King symbol adjacent to where Simi spawned, and you're just going to want to line up the circle and the Taken King symbol. And once you do that correctly, you're going to see a rune pop up over one of the, I guess, laser points that you were at. The same runes from the first encounter, and you just want to repeat this 3 times. Just go to a point, lure him there, kill him, line up the symbols, and then a rune will appear in the sky. Also, something to keep in mind, the only thing that you can do that will, I guess, stop this from working is if Simi is standing up under a point shooting at you, you can't go and stand in that body part where the area lights up green. You can't stand there and kill the knight. She won't teleport there because she's already there. So you have to go to a different point, and once you kill the knight there, she'll teleport to that point. Then you can go back to the first point. Either that, or somebody will have to shoot at her and take aggro, and hopefully she will teleport away from the point that you are trying to get that rune to pop up on. And they will rotate after every damage phase. The lasers are going to be at different points, and there will be different runes. They're going to change after every damage phase, so just keep that in mind. Now, once you have all 3 symbols displayed, those rooms off to the side that you have to go through a wall of water. Once you get to the other side, you're going to see that a rune floating in the air, similar to the first encounter. There's going to be a Hive Knight or Wizard or Hunter in there. Kill them, execute their ghost, and again, you'll see that vestige of light buff on your left side. Go back to the original boss room through the water, and one person is going to have to trigger the deep sight. The deep sight has to be active in order for whoever has that buff to be able to deposit it. And then you just have to repeat that process 3 times in order to get the boss to the damage phase. Now, before you get to the damage phase, there are 2 ways you can do this. There's the way we're doing it, which is the much safer but slower way, which is multiple people going into the same room. Or all 3 of you can split up and go into different rooms, kill the Hive Knights in there, and just come back to the main room and deposit all the symbols 1 time. That is much faster, but the reason we do it this way, I'm not even going to try to hide it. Our memories are trash. Like, yeah, we're just like talking as we're going through this dungeon, and half the time we're not paying attention to what the symbols are by the time we kill the Hive Knights in those separate rooms. So we normally go 2 at a time, so one person can kind of pay attention and the other person outside is doing add clear and gonna hit the deep sight portal when we get back out. But again, this is just a much safer and slower way. You don't have to do this if you want to speed this up. All 3 of you can go into the separate rooms, kill the knights, execute their ghost, and come back out and deposit the buffs at the correct spots. What happens if you deposit the buff to the wrong symbol is it will instantly kill you, and whenever you go back into that separate room, the symbol in the sky will be missing. So since that symbol is gone, it's kind of you're gonna have to be doing, I guess, process of elimination of which one it is if you weren't paying attention. That's also why I said it's the safer way of doing it. Worst case scenario, all 3 of you go into the separate rooms, you execute the ghost, you get the buff, and you all deposit them in the wrong places. Then it's gonna be a process of elimination, trying to figure out which buff goes to which symbol outside, because the symbol inside of those rooms will disappear if you deposit it to the wrong one. Now, the last person to deposit their buff into the statue is where another slime, I guess, area is going to appear. You'll see a little star above it. The little slime area with the star above it, you have to step into this and then break the shields off of Simi, and then you can start doing damage to her. But again, the Arbalist just takes off her shield in 1 shot. I find Linear's work the best for this dungeon since she teleports and moves around a lot. But again, feel free to use whatever weapons you want or whatever is the meta weapon for this season. Once you kill her, again, please don't forget to execute her ghost. And once you do that, that's gonna be the end of the third encounter, and the dungeon is finished. Just go collect your loot, and that's it. So that's gonna be the end of this very long video. If you found it helpful, leave a like. If you have any tips or anything you think I missed, leave a comment down below for other people. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.